Hello. Whoo, baby! Daily vlogging really means we gotta talk about all of it, doesn't it? Okay. Yesterday was a fucking nightmare. Genuinely a nightmare. So, I'm gonna kind of walk through it, and I think yesterday's vlog and today's vlog will go together, and realistically, me talking to the camera today is probably gonna be it for the most of the day. The things that I'm going to talk about are a little intense, and so, you know, just be mindful if you're hanging out and sticking around, if this is the vlog that you need to skip because your mental health said no. I get it. I woke up yesterday having a panic attack. I woke up having a dream that my partner was strangling me to death, like sitting on my chest until I couldn't breathe. And so I woke up unable to breathe, and then I had a panic attack. He was already gone. Cats were screaming at me. It was, so I basically cried for like 40 minutes. And then, you know, I started to do my smart serve and I had a whole breakdown. After the breakdown, I was in a very bad place. So, like, that whole course being, like, fucking fat-phobic and all of these other things was awful. It was awful. It was not a good experience having to, like, create myself and not even being able to, like, pick my own weight. It was not a good experience. I ended up passing. That was probably the best part of my entire day, was that I passed the stupid fucking test, which, like, whoop-de-doo. A few hours later, I found out that, I'm not going to explain in any sort of detail, because I think it's a pretty public experience, but somebody I know died very suddenly and really, really horrifically only a day before, and I found out like an hour before I had to go to work. So I called my manager because he and I have known each other for many years, and we both knew this person. It was somebody that we had worked with before. My partner knows this person. Like, we had just been planning I hate saying the irony, but the actual, like, depressing irony of the situation is that we had literally just been planning a work reunion for that job that we had all worked at, with this person also had been involved. So I didn't know, like, everybody had kind of found out. It was really sad. It was really sudden and fucking, like I said, awful, horrific, depressing, dumb shit. He had just gotten married, like, he's got a kid on the way. Like, it's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. And so I was just, like, emotionally distraught, called my manager, and I was like, hey, like, you know, this guy passed, and, you know, they were really good friends. So I wanted to make sure that he was hearing it from somebody that, like, cared rather than, like, the news or something. And he was like, I already know. And then turns out, not only did he find out that his good friend had passed away, he also had to fire his co-manager in the same day. And so our co-manager has been, like, one of the most kind and supportive people I've ever worked with, and he's been so accommodating to my mental health and my autism diagnosis and giving me everything that I need, and just, it's hard to lose that. As an autistic person, it's really, really, really hard to sit there and lose somebody who you know is on your side, even through the worst of the shit. I basically had a fucking mental breakdown yesterday, and I stopped filming. I stopped existing. I felt like I was disassociating the whole time. I still went to work, to the restaurant. By the end of it, I was so certain that my decision, like 90% of my decision, was going to be that I was going to quit. And I thought that I would sleep on it, and I did. Debatably. I didn't sleep very much or very well. Kept getting up, kept pacing. I realized last night laying in bed at 3 a.m. that I hadn't eaten anything, minus like a handful of Fruit Loops, dry Fruit Loops. So it wasn't a good day, and even this morning I'm feeling a little disconnected. I'm getting back there, but this morning I woke up and I walked to my computer. I slept for like a couple hours, and then I wrote out how I felt. I wrote out how the restaurant made me feel the last year that I've worked there, like how they extort their employees and how they've manipulated us, and there's so much context that I can't even explain, but like they've had previous managers who were bullying staff for months with no repercussions. We've had sexual predators and like people that commit sexual assault working with us with no like repercussion for months. There's so much more, like the falling apart of the actual physical business, the things that are broken, the mice, the mold, the thing, like it's, again, I can't go into a lot of detail, but I just wrote out how I felt and I sent it to the entire company that owns the restaurant. Cause I was like, you know, maybe you just need to know. Like maybe you genuinely don't know. But here it is. Because, you know, I think sometimes people in corporate positions are so removed from the actual, like, grunt work of the job that they have, like, no idea, really, like, what's going on. So I laid it all out. And then at the end I said I quit, effective immediately. And I've turned off my phone, and I've got myself a glass of water, and I've got my depression book, which is Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I'm like 20 pages through. I brought it to work as a comfort book with me last night, and I'm gonna sit in bed, and I'm gonna finish this book, and I'm gonna sob my eyes out. And then when I'm done, I'm moving on. I'm gonna find something else. I'm gonna throw a lot of love and time into content creation while I have the experience to do that. And figure it out. I will figure it out. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that I realized. I am worth more than that shit. I simply am worth more than that shit. And I know, like, sitting here and saying all this is like, well, if it was that easy, you know, like, I'm lucky that I have a savings account sitting there that I can rely on, that I know I can access, and that I'm gonna be okay. At least for a little bit, not for very long, but for like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. You know, I've got a few months of coverage. I have a partner who loves and supports me and wants to see me happy and not emotionally distraught and destroyed. So despite the fact that I'm fucking terrified, this is the right decision, because this is a decision for me and to protect me. And sometimes making those decisions are fucking scary, because they can leave you in a place where you have no idea what's coming next. And like, I like to know what's coming next, but I refuse to do it anymore. I think this is my explanation of yesterday and today. If you got this far, thanks for watching. I know that this probably isn't the most exciting vlog. If anything, it's probably immensely depressing, but I hope you'll walk away genuinely and truly knowing that you're worth better than whatever shit you're going through right now. And when you approach the shittiest of the shit and the people that want to exploit you and manipulate you and back you into a corner because they have the power in a situation, call them out on that shit. Do it. Absolutely fucking do it. It's not okay. It's not okay, and I think that, like, these big corporations are comfortable because they sit there and they don't get the backlash. Like, they don't have to hear the anger and the disdain because they're so far removed. So call them out. Don't stay quiet. Fuck that shit. Speak up. Tell them they're shitheads. That's what I would do. Bye.